Rahu is not just mischief or distraction, the overindulgence of lust, power, money. Rahu is much more. If we look at it from a certain point of view, we can find the intricacies of Rahu, the influence of Rahu in everything around us. It's inside the people, it's inside their mind, it's actually in your electronic devices. If you have wine, it's in your wine. If you have a cluttered space in your home where a lot of waste material is just rotting away, or it could be any damaged piece of technology, that is also Rahu. If you have spider web somewhere in the corner of your walls, in your ceiling, that too is Rahu. In the same way, the clutter inside your mind, the fog, the unclarity, the indecision, whenever you want to speak, you can't speak because you don't have any words, that is Rahu. Whenever you go to sleep, you cannot sleep because you just keep thinking about all the possibilities you could have, but you can't because you're just lazy. That's Rahu actually, giving you the sight of what you could have been. And that's where Ketu comes along and it gives you insecurities, and it triggers your past, it triggers your failures, it triggers where your trauma is. But since we are talking about Rahu, just know this: when you walk into a dark forest and it is covered with mist, fog, you are walking on the ground and the ground is covered with dried leaves that has fallen from the trees many long time ago. Suddenly you hear a howling wolf or a strange animal from a distance and you get scared, and now you're thinking, what should you do? Should you run away or should you just stay here where you are? That's Rahu. When you look up at the sky, you can't see the sun, you can't see the light, you can't see too far, your sight is blocked. All you can see is just the fog and the mist and the trees. Well, what I am telling you is just a visual representation of how you feel when you're lost. When you're lost, when you're confused, you know you have a lot of potential, you know you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom that you can work upon and you can actually make something of yourself. But you can't even start. Of course, if Rahu is giving you troubles, that means that the Mars in your chart is also afflicted. Mars is the energy that you need to start something new, but you can't start. Even if you have a lot of energy, but you can't start. Even if you have a good Mars, but you can't start. Why? Because the unclarity, the indecision, the fog, the confusion, and the most important thing, the fear, the anxiety, that what would people say about you when you do this thing? What would be the image of you in the society if people find out that this is who you are, this is what you are doing with your life? Then once again, when you're lying down on your bed and you're thinking of all the possibilities and you are just missing out on so much, that fear of missing out is also the work of Rahu. Well, apart from this, when you go to a museum and or a art gallery, let's say, and you suddenly stop by to look at a modern art, there is just one shoe lying around in the space and hundreds of people are looking at it. They are taking pictures of it. they are making remarks, and all you can see is just a normal common shoe placed in the middle of a center, and that is called modern art. That is Rahu in this modern age. I mean, you can make poetry out of everything, you can make art out of every little thing you can see. That is modern art, and that is how Rahu has evolved. Rahu is not like humans, it's actually far more superior, it's a celestial being. When we say Rahu, don't just understand that Rahu is something lower entity or some kind of lower energy. No, it is not. All the grahas, they are cosmic energies. The planet which we say Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, these are just names. These are just iconography, the symbolic names given to those specific cosmic energies. Do you know why we link Mars to Lord Hanuman? Because Lord Hanuman has the supreme control over the energy which we call Mars. Just like that, Lord Narsimha, Lord Kartikeya, Ma Durga. Ma Durga also has the supreme control over this being that we are talking about, Rahu. That's why some astrologers will guide you to worship Ma Durga when you have a troublesome Rahu in your chart. Understand that every planet that you see, that you study in astrology, they are not just mere planets, they are not just mere lower being or some kind of energy form. No, they are supreme cosmic energies. They are the pinnacle, they are the bedrock on which the whole creation has been created, you can say. Okay, our rishis were so great, so powerful, their sight was so beautiful and so mesmerizing that they even saw the intricacies of the universe, the fabric of reality. They could see that, and that's why they thought of making this beautiful science, beautiful art that we now call astrology. Of course, there are many techniques, there are many schools of thoughts, there are many literature about it. But as you know, the Jyotish, astrology, it evolves inside a human mind according to the nature and personality of the human mind. Just like that, the nature of Rahu in a bottle of wine is different than the nature of Rahu when it is used in the tantric practice. Yes, the tantric practice is involved around the Rahu. When Rahu blesses you, you will be able to see the deeper meaning of any meditation practice, any tantric practice, any sadhana, any upasana, any mantra recitation, any kind of yoga that you do. The insights that you develop from that practice, it has a blessing of Rahu along with some other energies. So that's what you need to understand. Rahu can also be found, just as I said, in that dark forest, and you can also find it in an open sky. All you need is the perspective, is the divine insight, and the blessing, of course.